Morning, everyone. It is currently 7:30 and I am in Tampa, Florida. Most people probably will not see this because it's pretty early. I came down last minute to Tampa for the Hack Your Health conference.
Head southwest toward Woodstork Drive.
You'll hear my GPS because I am headed to the Tampa Convention Center.
In 150 feet, turn left onto Woodstork Drive.
This is the last
stop sign. Turn left onto Woodstork Drive, then turn left onto Telecom Parkway North.
This is the last day of the conference. So I had bought my ticket to Hack Your. Sorry about that. I forgot I was on Wi-Fi and forgot to take it off Wi-Fi. Oh, I got my ticket last
Turn right
October
on East Fletcher Avenue.
because my friend, they were running a special. It was like $200 for the early bird
Continue on East
ticket,
Fletcher Avenue for 3/4 of a mile.
which is still a bit out of my price range considering, you got to do airfare and stuff like that, and it's not, you can't get a refund on the ticket. But then my friend Colorful Dory from Canada said, hey, I've got a code, it gets you $100 off. So I got my ticket for $100. I figured, okay, that's doable. It gives me a year to save up for airfare and hotel and all of that.
Take the I-75 south route to Naples.
And that was all well and good until life happened. And my daughter got engaged and decided to set her wedding date for a week before Hack Your Health. So there went a lot of my savings, and which was fine. So, and I had been looking at flights, and I always heard it's cheap to fly to Florida. It's cheap to fly to Florida. Let me tell you, it's not cheap to fly to Florida. At least not from Wisconsin. And so I had resigned myself.
In a 1/4 mile, merge onto I-75 south.
Sorry, I'm trying to drive to the convention center. So I had resigned myself that I wasn't going to be coming. And originally, my husband was going to be coming with me, not to the convention, but he was going to come and we were going to do stuff together in the evening, and then we were going to stay for a couple extra days as like a little late anniversary trip. And with the wedding, and then one of my kids dealing with a minor traumatic brain injury from a concussion that didn't heal, and my granddaughter being in the hospital. And if you watch my last slide from when I was in Wisconsin Dells, you know that life just was really lifing all over us. So we decided there was no way that he was going to be able to come, and there really was no way that I was going to be able to come. And what was really hurting my heart was one of the biggest reasons that I really wanted to do everything I could to make it here is because one of my oldest friends, long time friend, we've been friends since I was 4. Him and his wife and kids live down here, and they moved from Illinois, and which is where I grew up. And so he lives down here. I haven't seen him in 28 or 29 years. And so I was really bummed that I wasn't going to get to see him. And so my sweet husband said, let's look at flights again. If there's a way, we'll make it. I already had my rental car booked. I had our hotel booked, and those were all great prices. It was just the airline. So I went on a Priceline just on a whim, and I went on a Priceline just on a whim, and I was able to get blind flights. Like, this is literally 48 hours before I would need to leave. leave. So Hack Your Health started on Friday. I needed to fly out on Thursday. The airport's 2.5 hours away from me. And then fly home on Monday. So Priceline had a round trip airfare for $307, but you didn't get to your airline or your flight time,
Use the right lane to take exit 261.
or if there were layovers. But for $300, you knew like a time frame you were going to be flying out, but that was it, and you knew it would be 4 airlines, so it wasn't like the Frontier or anything like that. So we were like, let's do it.
Exit 261.
So we did it, and I am telling you, God wanted me to come
Continue for 1
because I got stellar flights. Yes, I had the layovers in Chicago, but it was like no big deal, nothing crazy. It's not like I was flying for 12 hours. So I fly home tomorrow, and I'm gonna get to see my friend. I get to see him tonight. We're gonna meet up for dinner, and it is gonna be one big long hug after not seeing him for
In half a mile,
29
use the
years.
right lane to take the right
Because
west
the last time that I saw him, my husband and I were not married, and we've been married for 28 years. So now on to the conference. The conference is phenomenal. Lots of great speakers. I got to meet Dr. Boz, Dr. Ovadia, Kelly Hogan, Bella Steak and Butter Girl.
Continue on I-4 west
Of course,
for 6
Dr.
miles.
Kiltz was here. It is here, I should say. And Dr. Bright flew all the way from Italy. So I have to get my picture yet with Dr. Bright. I saw her on Friday, and she had kind of just got in, so she was, as you can imagine, a little bit jet lagged. And I still need to get a picture with Bella. Dr. Sean Baker's here. Carrie and Jen Mann are here from Homestead How, and they're one of the ones that are working on the Healing Humanity documentary, which I can't wait for that to come out. If you haven't seen the trailer for that yet, go on, just look up in YouTube, Healing Humanity trailer, and you'll find it. It's really great. I was hoping to see Bill Knott here from Alaska, but he wasn't able to make it. But one day I will meet him. I have no doubt. So Friday was a lot of great speakers. Yesterday was a lot of great speakers. There were some sessions that, just didn't interest me, so I didn't go to them, and I went and mingled up, chatted with Dr. Boz, Kelly Hogan. Ben Azadi is here. I got to get a picture with him, and my hair is like really frizzy. Wow. Anyway, got to get a picture with him and get his new book and get it signed. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I think it's on audio as well, so I may use up an Audible book credit and get that. But Ben gave a really powerful presentation. So lots of great vendors. A lot of people crap on vendors when they come to things like this. But you have to remember, you don't have to buy anything. These vendors paid for that booth. They're paying to support the event that you went to. And they help to support this booth. Now, Hack Your Health used to be KetoCon. So it's more about like how to get healthy. And it's not all keto, though this year, most of the, it seems like most of the speakers are low carb, keto, or even carnivore proponents, which is nice. But, that's not the only way to heal your health. It's a great way. It's my preferred way. But just getting rid of the junk and eating, whole food, keeping those carbs semi-reasonable can work for a lot of people that maybe aren't so metabolically damaged, or they're just trying to prevent the damage. And so if we can catch it before they're damaged or really overweight, you can get away with just doing, whole food. And so it's been great. I chatted with a lot of great vendors, and I just actually uploaded a funny little short that I did, because this is actually why I hopped on, because I just had to share this with you guys. So I've been researching exogenous ketones. In the past, I've kind of poo-pooed them. You don't need them. Your body makes them, unless you're my granddaughter. That's a whole other story. So you don't really, like, my thinking was, why are you going to waste money? Ketones are not cheap. And now the market is kind of flooded with them. There's a bazillion different kinds. And if you don't know what kind you're getting, I mean, you could just be paying for expensive urine. There's esters and salts and BHB, and some of them don't taste great. But I have been through working with my child, and then I have a dear cousin whose son also has traumatic brain injury. I've been doing some more research with exogenous ketones, and you know what? If you can get a good one, they really have their place. But I tried ketones in the past, and they have done nothing for me. And I recently just ordered some other ketones that are pure BHB, and they're pretty good, like taste-wise, and they have a pretty good potency. So, but when I've only taken one shot, I will be honest. I've only taken one, because I actually got them for my daughter. But I always try everything on me before I, give to anyone. And I didn't really notice, a whole bunch or anything like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't know, we'll use this up and just see. So anyway, come over to this booth, and it's it's called Q-Itone. So I'm chatting with these guys, right? And I get they had made some clean ice cream with their ketone supplement, which was delicious. And so they actually they obtained I believe it's a $10 million grant to study ketones, their product, with veterans that have traumatic brain injury. So this is a government grant, and but traumatic brain injury. So it was like, so I'm looking at this, and we're talking, and their product is not all completely BHB, but it has BHB in it, and then it does have like one other ketone in it. And so they start explaining, why BHB over time can be hard on some people's liver. And that does make sense, because your liver is actually what makes the ketones. And so it's gonna process. And I have to do more research, on this.
Turn left onto US 41.
But
22nd Street.
I got real excited, because I asked, okay, and I told them what I had just bought. And they said that's a good product, which floored me because it's a competitor. And they're like, it's not a bad product. It's not. And, they said long term, it's not something they would recommend because it was all BHB. But it really impressed me that they were good enough to be like, it's a good product. So I'm asking them, about the price and stuff. And then I look at the grams of ketones. And so this QI tone is actually higher in ketones than the product that I got. And I'm not going to say the product right now because I'm not out to disparage, any company. It's a good product. I'm going to finish it up. And I know a lot of, I think it's a good product, but it's expensive. The only reason that I got it is because I got a really good discount on it, the product at home. That only had 10 grams of BHB ketones. So the QI tone has 12.5 grams, and it's 30 servings in a bag versus I got 24 servings. And so the price point for the QI tone is actually cheaper, and you get more ketones. It's cheaper per serving than what I got. And so they gave me samples. These guys are really nice. They gave me samples. So yesterday I put, I'm not thinking, right? I didn't sleep very good because I'm a hot box, and my hotel is lovely, but I'm not by a beach or anything. There's no breeze, and it gets chilly at night, so then the air conditioning doesn't like to kick on. And I'm not in my own bed, so I'm not sleeping, as good. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try these ketones. So I put the sample pack, which is full serving. I put it in my Keto Chow salt, my salty chocolate electrolytes, which if you don't use Keto Chow electrolytes, they're my favorite, and I can get you a discount code. Just leave a comment and I'll post it probably in the description or whatever later. So anyway, I mix these up and I drink it. I leave the hotel, I drive to the convention. I go through the first two conferences, and then about 10:30 or so I go up to the booth, and because they were gonna have more ice cream that was really good ice cream, and they didn't have the ice cream made yet. So I was chatting with so then I ran into Dr. Boz, got my picture taken with her, and was wandering around. And Dr. Boz sells ketones too. Those are, I'm sure they're fine. I have not researched them. I actually would like to. She was at the QI tone booth, and I would like to see. I would like to get her thoughts on that. We use Dr. Boz's MCT capsules. They just make it nice and easy to give to my daughter, and so. Anyway, I ended up having a shot of Dr. Boz's ketones,
left onto South Tampa Street.
and so then I had the ketone ice cream. By the time I got to meet Kelly Hogan, I had so much energy, and I'm in a conference hall, so it's not like there's much that I can do. I had so much energy. I was talking a mile a minute. I mean, people, they probably thought like I was on drugs or something, because I felt like I feel after I do a 5-day fast, and your ketones are really high. And so I'm talking to Kelly, and we're talking about this, and I'm like, I am really trying to talk slower. I can feel myself just like so energized, and I was telling her about this, and she said, that reminds me of when I did nothing but fat for a day, And my husband and I went out with with some friends, and she's like, he said they thought I was drunk because I just felt so good, and that made total sense, because when you eat a lot of fat, you're gonna turn your body's gonna turn that fat into ketones, if it's working properly. And so I am working on repeating the experiment this morning. I have my ketone electrolytes. I'm hoping to interview the one of the guys from the booth and have them just talk about it. And I will do a video at some point on the ketones, because they do have their place. And whether you get QI-tone or a different one, as long as you get one that fits in your budget, is good, it works for you. That's the main thing. So where do they have their place? They have their place for traumatic brain injury, because that's my whole reason for diving into this. But they also have if you have someone that isn't able, they just don't have a big appetite right now, or they're just starting and they're just really struggling with that keto flu, or they're really nervous about that keto flu, and no matter how much salt they take, they just feel like crap. Using ketones for them short term until their body figures out, hey, this is a great fuel, I'm going to make my own. That would be another example. Someone with epilepsy maybe they need a higher ketone level than what they are going to get just eating a normal carnivore keto diet, even high fat. That would be a good supplement. Someone that's battling cancer, they need to be actually lower protein and higher fat. But what if they're going through the medical process? A lot of times chemo will tank your appetite and stuff, so ketones would be appropriate there. Ketones, where I would say I would not recommend them to a client or anyone. If you're just wanting to take ketones but not make the lifestyle change, don't do it. If you're going to eat crap and continue to eat high carb, don't bother with the ketones, because it's not going to be good for you, because your body is going to have all this extra energy from the ketones, and it's going to store all the fat from the crap that you're eating, because it's going to use the ketones first, because the ketones are an easy, especially when you take them exogenously and your body's not having to make them, they're going to take those and use them first. And so all that sugar from the processed food or potatoes and all of that you're eating, it's just going to get stored as fat, and you're actually going to make your health worse. So that's where I would say not to use ketones. Also, if I have someone that's like, they're feeling great, they're in moderate ketosis, most people do not have to have sky high ketones. They just don't. Why spend the money? If you're doing good, why spend the money? But if you need help, I am seeing that ketones are they're going to be helpful, whether you use them long-term or just as a short-term crutch. And so, yeah. So that's what I wanted to hop on and say. I'm repeating the experiment. I didn't bring my ketone monitor with me, but Keto Mojo is here, and I got to meet the owner of Keto Mojo. Fantastic guy, Dorian. He's such a love bug. He did a presentation yesterday, which was really great. I'm going to be sharing some of his slides and stuff that I took pictures of. But he actually remembered me. Like, I got up to ask a question, and he's lights were in his eyes, but he's like, "Is that Sherry? That looks like Sherry. Hi, Sherry." It was so sweet. So we're gonna see. I had energy all day, and I didn't have that energy. I wasn't dragging butt on Friday, but I didn't have the energy like I had yesterday after I had the ketones. So I'm gonna see if that repeats itself, and I'm gonna finish this, and then I am going to in a couple hours I'm gonna go to the Keto Mojo booth and check my ketones, and we will see. But overall, it's been a really great conference. If you can get the early bird tickets, which I'm sure are on sale right now, it would be worth it. Or if you live close and, if you're down in Tampa, I'm assuming Tampa's where they're going to be holding it from here on out. That would be good. But it's a great thing to support. We want to keep supporting like this industry and having the information shared. So I'm actually here in the parking garage. Now I gotta go pay for parking. It's the other thing that sucks, but you know what? It's fine for me. It's all a business deduction. And I'm gonna have a phenomenal day. Bella and Dr. Boz speaks today. Bella and Dr. Bright and Sean Baker speak today, this afternoon. I have a whole list of like the speakers that I want, and I got to get pictures with Carrie and Jen because I haven't done that yet, and with Adam Lacey. So this went longer than what I thought, but thank you for keeping me company on my drive, and I will hopefully be able to interview the guys from QI Tone and let you know, post it up, and so I see all of you posting hi in the comments, so hi. It's actually a little bit chilly, so I'm glad I brought a jacket. You'd think in Florida, but I mean, it is only 8 o'clock in Florida, so it'll be warmer this afternoon. Okay, I am gonna split. You guys have a fantastic Sunday, and we'll talk again soon.